Bill, yeah. Oh, thank you, Kim. Let me make this disappear here on the screen. But anyways, just get into the habit. Time block this time every week. It's going to start growing and growing and growing. You guys are going to get more value out of these meetings. Every leadership position is working hard to make sure that you're going to walk away with at least one tangible item each team meeting that you can directly apply to your business. Okay, so it's going to be worth it. Cool. So moving on, let's start with my favorite part of the meeting, which is our mission moment, right? Here at Keller Williams, we have a mission and we have a mission statement. And one of our favorite things is doing our bucket fills. So who has a bucket that they would like to fill for someone today? Something that they want to give them kudos for, credits for, shout outs, thank yous. Marley.
My shout out is to Ray. I don't see her here today, but she actually connected me with Janet. So we hosted an open house on Saturday.
Awesome. Was that your first open house?
No, actually that was my fourth.
Oh, good.
And based off that, I actually got my solo open house yesterday. So that was my first solo.
Yay! Yeah. Congratulations. That's awesome. It is a beautiful property that went in Huntington.
You have one up here.
Yeah. Okay, Alice. Thank you, Marley. So let's read Alice's. So Alice would like to fill Cindy's bucket. Where's Cindy? Oh, she wasn't. Oh, there she is. Hi, Cindy. She came out to my house with COVID tests while I was sick, and I really appreciate her for that. I know, Alice. We hope you're feeling well, and I'm glad that you joined us on Zoom and get better so that way we can have our awesome book club, right? But kudos to Cindy. Thank you for helping out a fellow team person. Okay, anyone else? Robin.
I want to fill the bucket for Lawrence.
Lawrence?
Always has something positive to say in the KW WhatsApp.
That's right.
And the information.
There you go.
And always positive, no matter what is positive.
Oh, I know. I love that. Lawrence's perspective is always something that's so fresh. I enjoy it. And if I don't get that daily post by about 7 a.m., I'm concerned for your well-being. So just please keep posting so I know you're alive and you're well. But no, that's awesome. I love that. Thank you. Congrats, Lauren. Penny, bucket.
Shout out to Fritz and our office PC and all the mentors. And of course, you guys leadership, Halley, for just keep pushing, driving that new agent program, the new mentees. We definitely see kind of upswing in production and involvement. Even though the market is shifting, but you shifting your mindset and attitude, doing an amazing job. So thanks everybody for being so involved and engaged.
Yeah, I love that. Congrats. Congrats to all the mentors in the room too. It's awesome. It starts with you. Cindy.
I want to fill Leroy's bucket for bringing back the phone.
Oh.
And a portion of the winnings goes to Leroy. So thank you, Leroy.
Oh, fun. Leroy seemed a bit surprised. Thanks, Leroy. How fun. Anyone else? Anyone else on Zoom? Kim?
I want to give a shout out to Sophia and all the agents that are involved in putting together that property hot sheet. I think it's a great idea and a good resource for the office.
Yeah, no, I love that. Thank you, Kim. That was Gabby and Leslie for definitely putting the legwork in it. I've heard it's working too. If you guys aren't using this, you're missing out. It's a free opportunity. It's a property hot sheet. If you guys have listings, they can be featured on there. If you don't have listings, you can get that template and use it for door knocking, dropping. We have agents using it at their open houses and getting leads from it. So it's a great resource, and thank you guys so much for putting in that work. Again, if you have other awesome ideas that you want to share with the group and share the wealth, the lead generation opportunities, please do, and we'll help you facilitate that. It's something that can help the whole office. Why? When we're all winning, we grow. When we're all getting listings, we have more opportunities for open houses. When we're all getting more business, we have more resources and things like that that we can use to put in the market center. I love that. Okay, thank you guys. Good bucket fills today. Yay. Okay, cool. So let's start our morning off with something a little warm and fuzzy here. So Kim, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If you guys were at Mega Camp or saw the digital version, they launched a new video series. And I played this for a couple of you guys before, but I think it's something that we need to take note. It shows a fresh perspective because Keller Williams is turning 40 next year. Wow. Right? Midlife crisis one?
No, she has time.
No, she's got time. But anyways, you guys, let's play this video and enjoy. It's a tearjerker.
In 2023, Keller Williams turns 40. And sometimes midlife crisis is a good thing. Now, we aren't going to run out and buy a flashy sports car or a boat or some other toy. And we aren't suddenly going to grow a mustache because we've already got one. But it is time for something big because that's what we do. It's time to tell the world who we really are and why we were called to this. T.S. Eliot said, "We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." We started as a small real estate company with a mission to become so trusted by our clients that we could become their realtor for life. But of course, Gary Keller taught us that to be realtors for life, we had to be more than realtors. We're coaches, therapists, mentors, mind readers, and magicians. We're digital hunters with human touch. Wheelers and dealers who only use our powers for good. We are advocates and shoulders to cry on, friends to lean on, and confidants to trust. Together, we are the keys and the doors to new futures. This is the most important time in our lives, as a company, and simply as people. Your clients are feeling that same thing when they come to you. Their first homes, their final homes, newly married, newly divorced, empty nesters or more on the way. These are the most joyous, terrifying, and hopeful times of all our lives. Because your clients are jumping off cliffs and trusting you to build wings on the way down. We get to feel the thrill of that connection every day, if we do our jobs right. And if we do our jobs right, they aren't jobs at all. It is indeed a calling to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, and lives worth living. To be entrepreneurs. For 40 years, we at Keller Williams have deeply believed that entrepreneurship is the miracle of America. That in America, if you can dream it, you can build it. We're privileged to be in the business of buying and selling the most important and life-changing dream. The dream of owning a home of your own. It's not just an American dream, it's a dream shared around the world. At Keller Williams, we want to continue to earn the right to be the home of the dreamers, the doers, the entrepreneurs, the hundreds of thousands of you who have dreamed and built your own business, and in the process, built ours. We all know everything changes, but we will always champion you, the entrepreneurs who are powered by purpose, by energy and passion, teamwork, trust and technology, integrity and culture, and trained in the rules of how we would do it, but who also have the confidence to bend the rules in ways Gary never dreamed of, but hoped you would. You see, we aren't here to teach you our past or to try and predict your future. We're here to help you create the future. We are reigniting a culture of celebrating entrepreneurial visionaries. Because real leaders don't create followers. We create more leaders. We are teaching rebellion and inspiring invention. You're mavericks and world changers. And your relentless creativity, fueled by the competitive drive inside every one of you, will make the real estate models of today look quaint by the time you're finished. Everything we ever did was a risk. We started as a little underdog company and grew to be the largest real estate company in the world. You know what underdogs do when they get big? They look for bigger fights. Look for those fights. We want you to out-Gary Gary. Take risks, take heart, take action. All these things that you are for your clients, the coach, the therapist, and the key to a new future, we will redevote ourselves to being for you. There's a reason we want your name larger than ours on signs. When you look at your clients and think to yourself, it's not about me, it's about them. Well, it's not about us. It's about you. This is the most important time in our lives. You're living in a home built for entrepreneurs to thrive. And true entrepreneurs don't have to wait for doors to open for them. After all, we have our own lockboxes. Welcome home.
It's awesome. Thank you, Kim. Powerful video. Sorry, the audio was a little funky. Manny, what is your definition of being a thriving entrepreneur?
I think, I mean, he said it really well. The funny thing, by the way, if you look at it from the very beginning, he looks like Gary Keller without a mustache.
Yeah.
If you see, you know, so Gary from goes by. I think it's adapting to change consistently. You know, the world is always changing, markets changing, terms, conditions changing, and you're supposed to change as well. If you're not, you have to kind of worry about that part as well, right? We always evolve, we always change, we always adapt. So I think this is pretty much at high level, that's the true definition.
Mhm.
And look at, you know, the 40 years, besides the fight close, you know, 40 years ago, many things have changed as well, right? And we're part right now with the biggest company in the world, which makes you one of the more advanced entrepreneurs in the world. So.
Mhm. And it's not just being realtors, it's about being business owners, it's about being CEOs, it's about being in tune with your numbers, it's about growing, living a life that's fulfilled. And we don't all have to have a mustache. But I hope all of you take that challenge. The Keller Williams wants everyone to out Gary, right? Get that disruptor mindset, because this is the time to really adopt that way of thinking. Disrupt. If the model's not working for you, make a new model. Something's not working, move forward, right? Challenge everything. Challenge the way of thinking. Out Gary. That's my challenge for you guys. Anyways, moving on. September so far this week, we want to give a shout out to Priscilla for joining the brokerage. Welcome, Priscilla. She's a new agent starting her business here. Not here in person. Yeah, don't see him. Okay, great. Moving on. Let's give a little bit of shout out to and love to our top producers this last month. Congratulations to the top listing agent, Penny McCann. Yeah. Welcome. Top buyers agent, and actually her first closing. So Deborah Harrell had a wonderful month. So congratulations, Deborah, and great for mentor. Top buyers team, Silverman Group. Yeah, Allison's there in the back. Yeah, Allison's there in the back. She's here in person. I love it. Top listing team, the green team, Eric and Nicole. Their birthday, by the way, tomorrow. So make sure you guys give them a little bit of love there. Top buyers group, the David Green team, Lindsay, I see her cutting her group. Congratulations. Top listing group, Van Wigan Associates. First transaction, we talked about Deborah. Congratulations. And we also had one more, and that's Christopher Porter. So congratulations, Chris. And congrats to Leslie, too, his mentor. Yep, I love that. Shout out to all the August closings that you guys had last month. We definitely saw a shift, but many of you guys are continuing to keep producing. So I know that's important. So congrats to everyone here on this list. Great, August top producers. You'll see here we have our top sales volume, highest sales price, rising star. Cool. So let's start going over some numbers. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the market center numbers as a whole, right? It's important to know what we're doing. Then we're going to look at the market as a whole, right? And see what that shift and what that change looks like. So last month we closed 48 units. It's down for the year by 13.4% year over year, right? Which means we're down 13% from last year in total units. Closed volume was a little bit over 33 million. It's only down 6.5%, which I thought was interesting, right? Listings taken 43, so we are getting a few more listings. This last month, listing taken volume 32 million, 32.5 really. Listings sold 25, that's down about 17% of the year. Listings sold volume, we're right at 18 million, a little over that. Contracts written, now this is a big shift. So even though we're down for the year, only 3%, but we saw a huge increase in our contracts written this last month. Which means you guys are working with more buyers, you're writing more contracts, you're doing more transactions, right? So we had 73 contracts written. Contracts written volume, we're at 52 million, a little over 52 million for that. We're actually up for the year on the total volume of contracts written, which I think is interesting. And then closed GCI, we're right around 750. Look, we know that we're feeling a shift. Look at all this red, right? Last year was our best year ever in coastal, right? We had our most production, we had our highest GCI, we had all these things. So it's natural that we're going to see a bit of shift when the market shifts, especially last month. It was kind of a funky month for us. Cindy, the projections look a little bit different this month, correct? Yeah, probably twice as strong. So what's important, and I was having this conversation with a lot of you, is we're on the coattails of business planning season. We're getting ready to get ready, and we're going to sit down and we're going to business plan. Knowing your numbers, whether it's good or it's bad, is the first important step to grow, right? If we don't know where we are, we can't set where we're going. Am I right? Plus, it's important that we don't have any misconceptions about what's happening in our businesses. It may be better, it may be worse than what we perceive, right? So think about these things as we're shifting and as we're moving and as we're seeing this change and our numbers come out this next month. See how this is impacting your business and see where we can grow from that. Great. So let's move on to the market as a whole. You're going to see here market stats for Long Beach single family homes. The median price is still right around that same level, right around the $900,000 mark. Median price of new listings, this one's starting to go down from last week, right? So we're seeing a little bit of a pricing correction on the listings here. Price per square foot, though, it's still up and strong, right? So here in Long Beach, average days on market, 53. Does that seem a little long for you guys? 53, right? We saw that go up significantly over the last couple weeks. Things are staying on the market a bit longer. But what does that mean? We have more opportunity, right? When things are sitting on the market longer, we have open house lead generation opportunities. We have door knocking opportunities. We have mailing opportunities. Remember, we get listings and you couldn't even mail it out fast enough, just listed, because it would sell in the first weekend, right? So look on the upside of the lead generation opportunities there when it comes to that. Median days on market, price decreased. 44% of the homes on the MLS had a price decrease in this last week. Okay. Price increased only 3%. Relisted was 6%. That number is going up. People are relisting. So that tells us what? People are relisting. Things are expiring. What does that tell you as an agent? Say it louder. Yeah, you got to go after that. Someone got those 6%, right? Someone got those properties. Where's our certified remarketing specialists? Right? FSBOs, expireds. That's an opportunity that's growing. Inventory, 210 homes, single family homes on the market right now. Median rents about 3,000 and the market action index is about 56, right? We're seeing that downward trend when it comes to this, but it's still a strong seller's market. Okay. Condos, it doesn't tell too much more of a story. It's really right around the same change. We did see an increase in the average days on market here in Long Beach. We see about 30% price decrease, 3% relisted. Inventory, that was 115. That's pretty high for condos here in our area. So that's a good opportunity. And then the median rent. And then again, the market action index is still a strong seller's market, right? We still have a lot of opportunity there. Lakewood, we're seeing the median list price go down. So we're seeing more price corrections in Lakewood, right? Price decreased 51%. Again, that's higher than it was the last couple weeks, so it's going up and up. Average days on market though, it's still only 39, right? Lakewood homes are easy to get, people want to get into them, school districts, a bit less congested, more space. So we're still seeing less days on market. Median days on market, so right in the middle is 28. So that means we still have stuff that's closing pretty fast with all cash, right? Quick little offers getting in and out. That's what's fluctuating that number there. Relisted though, 7%. That's good. That means there's some opportunity there, right? Inventory, there's 74 homes on the market, median rent, and the same strong sellers market. Okay. Lakewood condos, we know it's rare, but it's there. Here's the stats that you see there. Again, it's super short days on market. That's just up a little bit from last week. No price increases. People are relisting those condos that don't sell. 14% of them are being relisted right now. So there's a good opportunity, condos in Lakewood. And then the median rent and then the market action. So it's still, market action actually has increased, which that number comes from a culmination of things like inventory. It's an algorithm, inventory and average price and what they're seeing like that in the future, but it's still a strong sellers market. Okay. So moving on, guys, let's bring up our leadership team. Welcome. Great. Okay, Deborah, why don't you go first?
Hi. So. So your thunder?
No.
So, we have classes on a very regular basis in the Market Center. For those of you who have not attended some of them, there are also important classes for the new licensees. This booklet, I want to make certain that everybody has a copy as a new licensee. Mentors, if you need copies, let me know. We'll have a few made up for you so that you have them on hand. Please, when you go to the classes, make certain that you have the instructor check off, sign off. And if you're on Zoom for the classes, just let us know. We can have somebody else sign for you. But we want to make certain you get to these classes. Secondly, how many of you are new agents? How many are holding open houses? Us. I think it's wonderful because that's the first place you're probably going to find buyers. But I want to make certain if you're holding an open house that you know the next step to holding an open house, a successful one, is a possibility that you're going to pick up a buyer. So if you have never written a contract, you need to be at our Wednesday classes. And just as importantly, please write a contract. Don't wait for your mentor to ask you to write that contract and submit it to them for review. Write the contract, because if you are trying to write a contract at the 11th hour because multiple offers are coming in the next day, you're not going to have clarity on that contract. You're not going to be able to give the client clarity. So please, please, please come to the classes, get your classes checked off. But not tomorrow.
That's great.
But what?
Not tomorrow, it's the mentee meeting. It's the mentee meeting at the same time, so it's taking place. But yeah, I mean, we've had seasoned agents. Susie now is writing near perfect offers in less than 15 minutes. Am I right? Yeah. I love that.
The writing of the contract might seem a little like, why are we writing the contract? We don't write contracts anymore. We do them electronically. By golly, you're going to learn so much more if
Yeah.
you sit in here and you write that contract. So,
That's great. I love it.
Okay.
Thanks, Sarah.
one last thing in closing, if I could real quick, Miss Allison Silverman, if you would please come forward.
Yay, Allison.
Allison surprised us with a visit today, which we are ever so grateful. She was not here a few weeks ago. Couldn't be packed, so I just my sorry.
There you go.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Thanks, Allison.
Wait. On the spot.
Oh,
So you've been capping every year the last, what is it, 10 years, 9 years,
Wow.
right? What does it mean for you to cap, and like, what's the next step?
It means, get more money. Most of that goes back into budget. So, yeah, it's exciting. It means that it's been right.
And you get to continue to running your business.
Yeah. I get to
That's awesome.
continue to help more people.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yay, congrats, Allison. Happy to have you. Who's next? Cindy.
I am. So I've got about 12, 13 agents whose licenses are going to expire between
Uh-oh.
now and the end of the year. So please watch for the email if you're one of those people.
You made Simon very happy. I see him.
If you aren't sure when your license expires, come and see me. I can tell you the exact date. But don't wait till the 11th hour, please, please, please. There's so many of you that have, and it's caused you a lot of inconvenience. So remember, you can't write me offers, you can't do any business. You can't be a realtor.
Real tour.
Realtor.
Real tour.
The 11th hour is very nerve-wracking. Trust me.
What day is that?
Yeah, September 20th.
That's great. Thank you.
Oh, I have.
Okay, thanks, Cindy. Awesome. Manny, what do you have for us?
Not much. So yeah, that's one thing I wanted to talk about. So thank you for doing this. This is one of the ways to succeed in life and business. It's called a checklist. And this specific one is the 30, 60, 90-day checklist for if you're a new agent. I would recommend to use that, even the checklist, if you're new to our company, not new SNC, but new to our company. Why? It will kind of force you to go and meet the people, you know, the Kevin Kellys and the Mike Alex's, the lenders, and Sarah, the escrow, and us, etc. So like you have face to face for a second. Hey, can you initial over here? I have to have this check, but then we have a conversation, right? COVID is gone. Well, COVID is not gone. Pandemic is gone. Okay, and we're moving forward to new horizons to charge the storm, right? I got a T-shirt.
Nice tie.
This is what Manny, for those people that don't know what that shirt means, what does it mean? Why is there a buffalo on your shirt?
So I was going to ask that question. Anybody know why? What the connection between charging the storm and Buffalo? Yes. In
Mike
the back?
doesn't count.
Yes, I can hear you.
It's because Buffalo's figured out that you can get through a storm faster if you charge right into it than you get on the other side of it.
Versus run away from the storm, right?
Kind of like life.
So if you take that, you know, apply to business in, you know, today's terms, it means what, Gabby?
If you apply it in today's terms.
Yeah.
As far as our business goes.
Yes.
It basically means that we have to go head first into this ship and be innovative and just keep moving forward.
Exactly. Okay, so whatever you're gonna plan today, you're definitely gonna see the results next year. Not right away, but next year, right? And the shift happens months ago. So if you're thinking about, oh, it might shift, oh, it already shifted. We're gonna look for the other side of the shift, which is gonna be phenomenal next year, right? So that's number one. Number two, Kim, do we have a date, or do we have the date for the business planning clinic for this year? I think
At October 20th.
yeah, October 20th, right? It's gonna be a 3-hour long, more or less 2 to 3 hours long session. And between the three offices combined, so get ready, block that time. I think it's happening, Kim, what time? We said 1 o'clock?
Yep, 1 to 3.
Planning clinic.
One,
I know business planning clinic, 1 to 3 or 1 to 4, it depends, we might extend it. We're gonna have lunch just before, every office will host locally. So make sure to be here if you can in person. We'll talk about planning for next year, which is basically starting today.
Okay. 2 parts like last year, was it?
Yes, we're gonna have the October 20th, the main session, and then another one as a follow-up locally over here sometime in November.
Yep, it'll be led by Fritz and myself. So, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes,
What was the date on the business plan again?
October 20th,
October 20th.
1 p.m. Okay,
Great.
yes, thank you, Sam.
Awesome. Simon, what do you have for us?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. Cindy, thank you for having my back on this. And just to let everyone know, yes, the Department of Real Estate is definitely cracking down. They're not giving us that much of a grace period when it comes to your license expiration. So please, please, please make sure not to wait till the last minute, as Cindy stated, because that can jeopardize your transactions. So what I'd like to quickly talk about is staging property. We're seeing an increase of concerns when it comes to staging. And I want to emphasize the importance that, you know, it definitely provides value and incentives to the sellers, but we need to have a concise understanding that what happens if you stage the property and the agent is, you know, fronting the cost for it, right? To protect yourself from the seller canceling or the property expiring, you know, who is going to be paying for that cost? Because staging is not something very cheap, right? It can be in the thousands of dollars to stage a property. So I want to stress the fact that when you are on a listing appointment or planning to stage a property, that you emphasize that on the listing agreement, you put it on there that if at any time the seller cancels or the property expires, that someone has to pay for that. You know, because we're seeing a lot of issues and concerns regarding liability, who's to pay for what. If, you know, the emotions obviously from the commission earned, right, when the deal successfully closes, then usually the listing agent will cop that fee or cost. But what if the seller is canceling, not wanting to work with you, and now you just staged the property? It's not like you can go to escrow and say, well, you know, we're canceling. Typically, they will not charge a fee. Staging companies have movers, they are setting it up, you know, they're consulting, and obviously they're going to want to get paid regardless if it cancels. So you want to make sure that you are putting that on the listing agreement. Now, more so, once it's staged, now from a buyer's perspective, we want to make sure that the buyer is aware that the staging is not incorporated or part of an agreement, because a lot of buyers believe that the staging is something that they can include as part of the deal. If it's the table, if it's the sofa, whatever the case may be, we want to make sure that we're either putting something on the MLS indicating that it is staged and none of that is staying with the property. Also on a counter offer, when an offer is being presented, make sure that you're looking at those purchase agreement, that the buyer and the buyer's agent are not asking for certain stuff that is part of the staging. You want to make sure that it is countered as well. That protects you from down the line when the deal is closing, right? Well, they think that that was part of the deal, and now you have a dispute and an issue. So want to make sure that you're disclosings on both parameters when working with the seller and working with a buyer. If you have any additional questions, I do have a quick guide that I can email you. Feel free to send me an email and I'll send you some information on that. That's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you, Simon, and a round of applause for me. Okay, cool. So I feel like you guys have gotten to know me by now, so I'd like to change things up. So we're going to do something a little different today. From what I'm hearing right now, from what we're seeing in the numbers, our listings have decreased, right? I'm hearing you guys saying you're having a hard time taking listings, getting your sellers into a transaction, there are misconceptions about pricing, etc. So we're going to do a little activity together because this is an interactive portion of the team meeting that I know you guys are all excited about, right? So the first thing I want you to do is we're going to split into 4 groups. Now I know you're all adults, so we can split ourselves into 4 groups. You're going to see a piece of paper here on each section. And I want all of us to disperse to the 4. So let's do this section up here in the front. I want some of you guys here in the back to find a sheet of paper. Deborah and you guys can head up this one over here, and then there's one here at the front. Okay? So we're going to split into 4 groups. And in your group, I want you to select a scribe who is going to write down the answer to this question right here. Okay? So I want to hear from you guys what you're seeing right now in this market about what's working for you or others to generate seller leads. Okay, I want you to write down an entire list with your group. Are you ready? We're all going to stand up right now. We're going to shake it out. And let's put it into 4 groups. So let's see you guys here. Get ready. You guys in the back. Robin, Susie. Don't speak out.
Generating seller.
There we go. They're going to go here. Hey, guys, come up here. Allison, Amy, here, reading number 3.
I-
Come on.
That and like how.
Go to whatever. Yeah.
All right.
What do you think? Here.
You can see seller lead. Absolutely.
We're not being.
Great, so you guys are gonna have 5 minutes again. 5 minutes. I want you to write down.
Small phone driving conversation.
Ready? 1, 2. Ready?
Oh.
What is working for you or other agents in the field right now in order to generate seller leads? I want you to write a whole list. Okay? Go. I love that. You can talk amongst yourselves. You're not gonna be quiet. Here's a marker. This might be easier. Here you go. Try this. Here we go. There you go.
So cell phone notification
Great.
or text on every sale in the track.
Oh, that's great. What a good idea, Kevin. Thank you. Yeah. And affiliates, please join in if you want. Affiliates, you guys can see that stuff.
All sales in whatever track you're in. And just one by one, don't
Not selling,
Oh,
sales.
that's good.
of all sales.
Oh, like a-
Whether you win them, or whether you get.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
123 Main Street. I have all the information about that. Your exact match. Would you like to
So we're talking about that.
Branding.
Oh, I see.
let's say,
Yeah, like,
no. It must-
Not every card.
Right.
No, that's great.
Yeah, that's what I brought.
That's great.
I'm gonna say small, maybe like small sponsorships at events. Just a table, right? Doesn't have to be a big thing, just a raffle gift and a table. The bar, the beach, whatever it is, right? And yeah. I would also think about a promotion at the local business that will help. Absolutely.
But that is
Slash.
Probably didn't you really tell sometimes how they-
This is
they
big,
have
big
China.
group.
Easy to write it down. I'm like, I'm going to be able to write everything, so.
Oh, great. Second videos.
Tighten up that house.
Yeah, you guys got a good list. That's great. We're actually tracking the American Lifestyle Fest for the year.
Absolutely.
Great. So think about where did you get your last one? SFY? Referral? So how do you? Yeah, so what's the best way to stay in touch?
Absolutely.
Coffee, happy hours? Yeah.
I like some of
Absentee series. Absentee daily series. It's really simple and it's just.
Okay, you guys, so I'm seeing your list growing. This is amazing. Now with the team, with Monster Team, I want you to pick the top 2 things that you feel are working for you or the group. And then you're gonna select a speaker from your group. Okay, so pick your top 2 things on your list. And then pick your speaker. That's good.
I just know that it's
I do think that text notifications work in your phone. So you know, just remember, we can get cell phone. So the first thing, cell phone numbers. Exactly.
I mean, I technically
But those are just on facts, you know, not how you doing, but you know, hey, it's closed yesterday. And that's pretty much my thing.
So basically, so it's for. People didn't have a cost. And so.
Okay. Okay, great. Do we have our two picked and do we have our speaker picked from each group? Top two ideas that you feel are working right now. And then do we have our speaker picks for each group?
Do we have two ideas?
Okay.
I feel like.
Go.
Under the gun. Okay, guys. Okay, everybody. 1, 2, 3. They used to work in my classroom, but they were like 5, so. Okay, guys, perfect. Let's go ahead and take our seats. Great, let's go back to our seats. So let's welcome up group number 1. Group number 1, who's your speaker? Gabby. Okay, great. Perfect. So now what we're gonna do, each speaker from the group is gonna come up and share their top 2 ideas. So Gabby, go.
And I have to talk about them or just tell you?
Just describe them a little bit, you know,
All right, so.
like what you mean. So everyone can be out taking notes of ways to lead generate right now, right? We all need more listings. Right.
So number 1 for us was cell notification of all sales in that tract. So basically getting cell phone numbers from somebody like Kevin or whoever your title rep is, and making sure that you're texting them saying, you know, did you see that such and such 123 Main Street just closed for this amount? And doing that as a text message.
Great idea.
Email or connection. And then we were kind of torn between small sponsorships at community events and door knocking, but I ultimately think door knocking probably because, you know, you're getting face to face with people, maybe in your farm, obviously taking things value, not just door knocking and saying, hey, do you want to sell your house? That's, you know, clear, but, you know, just door knocking things of value, information, you know, whether you're doing a contest, you know, something like that, just to get more information. With them more later.
I love that. Thank you guys so much. That's great. So really, door knocking and the cell phone sale thing, that goes in like farming category, right? So we're hearing that farming is coming back, it's working. People are missing that human connection, right? So it's getting into those daily activities, weekly activities. People know and recognize your face, right? Whether they're going to use you now or they're going to call you up, Mr. Chet the door knocker. So I'm looking at you right now. Whether they call you up for a referral, for a landscaper, or they call you to find out your market update. It could be ultimate reasons, but I love that you guys came up and troubleshoot around this. And what a great idea, cell phone notification. Hey, Kevin, don't know if you know, you just saw, you know, the house around the street just sold for 50,000 over asking, or just sold for this price, right? You're just informing them of what's happening in the neighborhood. Cool, I love it. Yeah, Kevin?
Well, I think what people are kind of experiencing from what we hear is making it so easy that you can't not do it, right? And text notification doesn't cost anything and it's easy. And if we make things easy, then we tend to do them every day, right?
I love it.
So that's kind of, I just want to make sure that everyone's not overthinking everything. It doesn't have to be expensive. You
Yeah,
have to mail them a big glossy card. You can send them a text.
that costs nothing.
It costs nothing.
Sorry, you don't pay for texting anymore. It's not 1990. Great, group number 2, who's your speaker? Richard, of course he is. Come on up. Richard, what are your top 2? What are your top 2 things that your group came up with that you feel are working right now to generate more seller leads?
Well, number 1 was, we didn't put it on here, we forgot it. Give me your seller leads.
That's what
Our number 1 was fear.
Mm,
Those people that are my mentees and on my team, that I say this like 100,000 times, that your sphere is probably gonna get one of your first pieces of business along with buyers as far as open house. But so for us, with sphere and different things we do for us with our sphere is breakfast. And Facebook and sphere kind of work together also, I think someone mentioned, because a lot of times if you can't talk directly to your sphere, they'll see you pop it up on Facebook a lot. And then call you, and I've gotten leads that way too, messages. Just last week I got two. So the second thing is, what was the second thing? Oh, Facebook came in second and dropping flyers in farm. So farm was here, farm was someplace else here. So farm came up a couple of times in different forms. The American lifestyle popped up, and I guess that will go to your farm. I don't use it, but I guess that will go to your farm. So farm popped up also as being high on the list of where you're getting seller leads for. But you know, farm, you gotta work it like crazy.
That's awesome. Thank you, Ricker. Good job. I'm seeing a pattern. Okay, what,
While you're bringing up number 3, what is bid listing? Oh.
yeah, why don't you describe that? Group number 1.
Sure, it's bid my listing. We missed the my in the middle. It's a new program. You might have seen it on TV, but I actually have a listing appointment today.
Oh, bid my list.
Yeah, so basically you bid on the listing appointments. And if that goes through, the seller ends up with, you know, the cash and
Gotcha.
yeah, so it's interesting. It's something to look into if you have the extra cash to do that upfront, but you know, basically it's like paying a referral fee. And then they do take a small referral fee involved.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. What a good idea. Group number 3, who's your speaker? Of course. Robin, come on up. Tell us your top 2 ideas to generate leads, listing leads right now.
Number 1, calling sphere of influence. Calling can be actually calling, but through social media probably works really well as well. Facebook Messenger is a great way to actually get responses right away. And why would you always go very far away to get your leads if right in front of you is your database and your sphere of influence and the people that like you already? And then the second one is kind of a combination of door knocking prior to open houses. For me, that would be a lot easier than door knocking expires and cancels. But door knocking was number 2 for us because you're really face to face, you're really putting action into it. And during an open house or just before the open house is really a great way to get people in the open house, but just to meet the neighbors. And if there's a home for sale on a street, a lot of times 2 or 3 other ones will show up. So that's number 2.
I love that. Thank you, guys. Seeing a big pattern here. Okay, group number 4. Who's your speaker?
Oh, that would be me.
Of course. There's our top agent, Penny McCann. Okay, Penny, group number 4. What'd you come up with? What are your 2 things?
Top 2 are sphere and past clients. We also want to group note cards in with past clients in sphere because you spend a lot of time writing, but keep it personal. Don't do a bulk. You know, really keep people in your database. I keep notes on people so I know when anniversaries are coming up, birthdays, children moving from one school grade into the next. So that was our top 2 that we had, and then door knocking could have tied in as well. But that's what we have.
I love that.
Okay.
Thank you. Good job, group 4. Okay, you guys, so let's sum this up. So first of all of these ideas are really great. And if you don't come by and snap pictures of this, you're missing out. You're missing out on an opportunity. Second thing is I'm hearing 2 major things from you guys. That's our sphere and database, and that's door knocking. Okay. So instead of getting defeated and feeling like we don't have the inventory, we aren't seeing the production we need, what do we need to do? We need to pour into those 2 methods of lead generation, because a group full of talented realtors, it was unanimous, even though you were separated into 4 groups, that these 2 activities are getting leads right now, and particularly seller leads, because that's what we want, right? It creates more opportunity for inventory. It creates more opportunity for transactions. So take these things. This is going to help us. Maybe we'll have some classes on some of these things. But congrats you guys for masterminding around this. And this can happen anytime here at Coastal, right? Get a group together. I see you guys all the time and mastermind and troubleshoot some of these things. But again, farming and your sphere. So let's double down on those activities. Okay, thank you guys. That's kind of fun, right? That was good. That's kind of fun. Okay, great. Perfect. Moving on. Okay, so last little part of this, since we have our sphere and we have our farming, if you guys take a picture, and I challenge you to do one activity based on those two things this week. Take a picture of yourself doing the activity. If you put it on Facebook or Instagram and you tag hashtag KW Coastal, you'll be entered in to win a gift card at our next team meeting. Right? So a little bit of accountability, but share with your clients how you're working hard to be a better agent for them. Share with your clients when you're out door knocking, right? Share any of those pictures. Put it on social media. Sophia's going to be monitoring. Again, hashtag KW Coastal is how you get entered into the drawing. Show yourself doing the activity. Okay. Thanks, guys. Cool. Family reunion. We're going to skip this because we're running short on time. Real quick, your first home, the second edition, just got released today. I actually pre-ordered it on Amazon. It's going to be here by tomorrow. There's two different ways you can get it. You can either get it through Amazon, which is about $18. So if you go through Keller Inc., it's $16. But you can bulk order from Keller Inc. and it makes it about $12 a book, $12 or $13 a book. But this is a wonderful opportunity. A lot of you guys are doing first-time home buyer seminars. What a wonderful gift. Give them this book. Write a special message in the front of the book with your phone number. Right? Congrats on getting your new home. Allison Silverman Group, phone number. Right? Awesome. Perfect. So we have on here on Zoom, one of you guys brought up the American Lifestyles magazine. Christian, are you there?
I am, and I'm sorry I didn't pay them for that. We'll send them a Venmo or a check for bringing that up, though.
Christian, go ahead. Take it away.
Beautiful. Well, thank you guys for having me in. I'll be pretty quick with you just for the sake of time. My name's Christian. I'm one of the marketing coordinators over here at Reminder Media. We've been working with agents since 2004. Our goal is to help you stay in front of your past clients in your SOI or even drive a new business just to make sure you're closing as many deals going into the end of the year as possible. So I'll touch on a couple things really quick. First of all, whether you've been in this since the dinosaurs, you're brand new, full-time, part-time, client retention and creating an environment that encourages referrals is critical to the longevity of your business. So a couple things from NAR. I know we were just talking about listings a lot, so I'll lean more towards that side. Last year, 60% of buyers and 68% of sellers came through either referral or working with a professional they had worked with in previous years. So going specifically into the seller side of things, of those listings that were found, only 5% total came from either internet sources or traditional direct mail combined. So the postcards, newsletters, they're working. The internet sites are where people are going to go and do their research, but ultimately people are going to go with either someone they know and trust or with the referral from someone they know and trust more often than not. So knowing that's where your listings are coming from, I know, like you said, texting is free. Most of your marketing dollars are being spent in other places, but making sure you're sewing back into those SOI and past clients just statistically will turn into more commissions throughout the year. So we look to avoid driving past a home, looking at the MLS, seeing listings of homes or seeing people listing their home, people that you know, and they're listing with other agents. Those are simply missed opportunities. So our goal is to make sure that y'all are considered first and foremost with the world of real estate. We want you to be the professional that they know, not one of the real estate professionals that they know. So like I said, human nature tends to hover towards what it sees most frequently. So just reminding your clients how much you value those relationships, but also how much you value the business that they send your way just goes hand in glove with a successful career. So they had mentioned American Lifestyle. That's our flagship publication. We started that one 18 years ago. It's a general interest magazine pertaining to art and travel and leisure. We have 3 other options for you to pick from. They're all set up the same. It's just different content. Start Healthy as improving your immune system, creating a better sleep environment, healthy recipes and fitness tips. Good to Be Home was actually designed for residential real estate. It's going to have home improvement, improving your home's value, DIY landscaping, backyard activities going into the holidays. And then we also have Business in Action. This one was just released this year and it's been a hit. It's going to be sales, marketing, HR, not something that every consumer is going to like, but if that's your niche, that's your magazine. So the magazine itself, like I said, is the four are very different, but they all give you the same setup. 6 points of customization. They're recreated every 2 months, so it's always fresh content. We do it so that it's very easy to not only set up, but very easy to maintain and make sure you're putting something high quality into the home of your sphere, just to make sure no deals are slipping through the cracks. So you're put it right on the front cover, headshot, phone, contact information, and logo. We want people to know exactly who sent it to them the moment they pull it out of the mailbox. Or if you're doing things like you mentioned, door knocking, you can tell the difference between someone who's not necessarily in the market right now and somebody who you think you've got as a warm lead. This is going to separate you from everybody else who might be knocking on their door. On the front inside cover, this is where we customize it down to the individual. So it's going to be addressed to your clients by name. We handle the mailing, so we'll send it right to their home. It's going to say, Dear Bill and Judy. We want to make sure that you are connecting with them on an individual level. You can even customize this down to that specific person you're sending it to. So Bill and Judy just had a baby. Congratulations on the baby girl. Can't wait to meet the new addition to the family. So some of you guys who are writing letters for the holidays, let me save you a hand cramp. You could just type it up and send it right to their house. Then we give you 2 branded tear out cards. These are great during the holiday times. You put a good turkey cookie recipe on there. It's going to be torn out. It's going to be either hung on the fridge or passed along to some of their friends and family who have been asking about it. We have different templates for you to pick from, or you can create your own from scratch. And like I said, there's one in the front, one in the back of the magazine, so you can mix and match on those. Then you get the back inside and the back outside cover to customize. Great place to do some co-branding. Maybe an upcoming listing, a previously sold. You can even do some client testimonials on there just to show that not only are you doing it, you've got people who are loving the results that you're getting for them. So a couple things that, traditional marketing is working. Some of the things that we just can't do. So the events, the gifts, the pop-bys, they're great. It's just not something we can do on a monthly basis to earn business 4 or 5 years down the road, because it's just not cost effective that way. And then, like I said earlier, the postcards and the newsletters, they're working, they're getting in the homes. It's just not going to make a bulk of your business because it's not getting you the shelf life that we've seen over the last 18 years. What we do is we average a 3 to 4 week shelf life in the home. So it's packaged as a magazine, but what it is it's a billboard sitting on your clients' coffee tables or their kitchen islands. So it's getting past the trash can, keeping you top of mind, making sure that you're not missing a referral opportunity. So I'll dive into the pricing as quick as possible. Was there any questions I can answer real quick?
Any questions? We are passing the magazines out right now too, just by the way, everyone's kind of looking at them, so.
With one of our own agents.
Yeah, with one of our own agents, yeah.
Perfect. It's probably whoever said us earlier, and just tell Jeff when he calls you back to double up that check for him. One thing that we do include, we want to take some of the guesswork out of your marketing. We have a targeted follow-up. It's predictive analytics. So we can rate your entire database, no matter how big or small. It's going to be based on consumer data, property data, and behavioral analysis. So we can tell you who's most likely to be moving in the next 6 to 12 months. So that some of the guesswork of who to send it to is gone, but also when you focus some of that follow-up energy on them, then you know it's going to the right place at the right time. So here's what it would look like. We're going to give you guys a couple little offers for the holiday season to test us out. I'm going to throw my number up on the screen. So if there are any questions, just you want to ask offline, 484-806-0231. Give me a call, shoot me a text. Let me know what I could do for you. So just as a thank you to you guys, normally it's $299 to set up an account with us. We're going to reduce that by $200 to just a $99 one-time account activation. What that gives you is, first of all, exclusivity of your mailing list. So anybody that you send this to, we lock them in as your client so that nobody can use any of our products to prospect your clients. Then we give you a social media library that includes a free landing page. We can throw a QR code on the magazine. If you do have something like an event coming up, they can register for that event. Maybe you've got a referral card. You can use that in a handful of ways. And this marketing coach will walk you through all of that, because we do assign a personal marketing advisor to hold your hand and make it as turnkey as possible. Plus that targeted follow-up is included at no charge. So that's all that's paid up front. You don't pay for the magazines until you give us approvals to print. So that's on your timeline. We have rolling deadlines every single Wednesday. The magazines are only $4.19 per copy, so a little more expensive than a text message. The minimum order is only $50. So you're looking at a total investment of $209.50. Now that does include all of the printing, all of the customization, and it includes all of the postage. So that's how much it'll cost to send it directly to your client's home. On top of that, we're going to include a one-time trial mailing. We want you to send it out once during a busy time of the year, make some of those follow-up calls, gauge the feedback, make sure you're getting the response you're looking for from it before you commit to any future business with us. So the last thing I'll touch on, if y'all can see me, I'm wearing a headset, I work from home, I make a lot of sales calls. Nobody loves getting a sales call. So what the magazine provides is not only a friendly reason, but a very valid reason to pick up the phone, re-engage with your clients, make sure those relationships are still solid, but also it gives you a reason to paint the picture for what a great real estate lead looks like. The average consumer does not associate every marriage or divorce or childbirth or graduation or relocation for work or whatever the case is. They don't automatically think, oh, I need to call my agent about that. The magazine is a reason for you to pick up the phone, ask what's going on in their life, and interject yourself into those conversations. Because not only have you helped them, you want to make sure you're helping everyone that they know as well. So I'll throw my phone number back up here. If there's any questions, I'll happily hang out. I'll keep those offers open up for the next week. And if anybody wants to give me a shot to work with you for the holidays, for the next 2 days, I'll buy 15 of your magazines. So I'll get you a little more bang for your buck going into a busy season.
Awesome. Thank you, Christian, so much. I appreciate it. Quite a few of our agents are actually using this magazine already. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing the slides again, but Christian's information is also on the back table, you guys, if you want to reach out and take part of some of those benefits that he's got. That's very generous offer. I appreciate it. Okay, moving on. Does anyone have any listings they'd like to pitch? Buyer needs. No?
I have a buyer.
Okay.
Oh, Penny has a buyer. I know we're more Long Beach, LA area, but I have someone looking in specifically in the Garden Park area of Garden Grove.
Oh, okay.
So we're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So if anyone is out that way or has a past client, give me a call. And I'm really nice to work with. Really am. Truly am. And she's a nurse and she's really well qualified. You just have to find her that right house. That's what I'm looking for. Garden Park in Garden Grove.
Garden Park, Garden Grove on Zoom.
Thank you.
Oh, awesome. Anyone else? Yeah.
I have an investor client that's looking for properties. He currently has 5 active properties. Anything cosmetic fixers, tear downs. He prefers waterfront, but open to anything interesting in Long Beach, Lakewood, or Orange County with 8,000 plus square foot lot, multifamily lots typically though.
Awesome. What's your name?
Huh?
What's your name?
Brandy.
Okay. Brandy what? What's your last name?
Brandy Peterson.
There we go. We have multiple Brandy.
That's true.
Awesome. Congratulations. That's great. Anyone else? Jet.
I have one.
Oh, hang on 1 second. Hang on, Jet.
3 buyer needs, but they're pretty much all out of the area. One's in Silicon Beach, over in Marina Del Rey, up to 3.5, 4 and 2. Like I said, it has to be in the Silicon Beach area. Orange Park Acres, up to 5, single family or single level, at least 2 acres because of 110 square. They can go up to 4, and then Newport Beach, East Bluff, 4 and 2 on the east side of the East Bluff area. They can go up to 3.5.
Great. What's your name?
Chet Patel.
People need to know. Great. Congrats. Those are great. Chet's working luxury. So awesome. Who was that on Zoom? Ray?
Yes, that was me.
Yes. Go ahead.
So everyone prepare yourself for intense spamming. I'm like spamming the WhatsApp groups. I'm like spamming everywhere because I'm going to turn around every stone I can to find this deal. It's an investor buyer. Budget is no more or around 1.2 million, single family, can be a condo. It's of course, because it's an investor, of course, looking for a fixer upper or a seller that is looking to sell ASAP. I mean, we're ready to rock and roll if we can find a property that makes sense. If anybody has anything that's coming soon off market, neighborhoods are preferably Huntington Harbor or Huntington downtown. So anything around Huntington Beach, of course, closer to the waterfront. I mean, this is the Christmas list for every investor out there, basically. But if anybody has anything, let me know and we'll make it work.
Awesome. Thanks, Ray.
Thank you all.
people who are door knocking Huntington Beach, it's a great one. Knock, knock, knock. Would you consider entertaining an offer on your home? Right? We have buyers. Freeze. I love that. Okay, you guys, anyone else? This is a good share. Perfect. Let's bring up our affiliates. Yay. Welcome to our partners. We just are so appreciative of you guys for supporting the office. And of course, Chrissy for bringing the wonderful meal. I love it. You're first.
Am I first?
KK.
Okay, I'm just gonna address the things you talked about, because I was gonna talk about something different. So, couple things that can just put this into play, right? In our app, the anniversary date of everybody in your farm pops up. That is a great reason to reach out. Number one, because you're more in tune with it than the agent that sold it to them, and it kind of makes that agent look bad, right? Which kind of pushes you up the list. So again, you just download the app, you put your farm in, and it pops up all the time. So easy. On the buyer needs stuff like Penny, that's an easy one. You just give us 4 criteria of, you know, it has to be this much bed, bath, square footage, in garden park, and we will give you exact matches. And then a text is really easy, right? And then the other thing, not to take away from Christian, if you are not locked in to a sphere of influence program, just take a look at it. I don't own any part of it. I don't really care if you use it or not, but I think it's very effective. It's called Happy Grasshopper. Look at happygrasshopper.com. Email goes out every 3 weeks to your sphere, and you just pick from 6 choices. The one that sounds most like you, push send, and you're on your way. Mario, Darren, and I are here. There's lots more I can talk about, but we're out of time. So there you go.
Thanks, Kevin. They're gonna be here after the meeting too, so you can ask about Happy Grasshopper. Christy.
Hey guys, Christy B over Public Home Warranty and my NHD. Do any of you remember having a piggy bank as a kid? And they were the ones that didn't have the hole or the rubber, so you didn't really know how much was in it. The only way to get the money inside was to break it. So when you broke that piggy bank, you knew like goods were coming, right? But how many of you ever broke it, counted up all the money and went, oh, it's full of pennies, right? It's not enough money to get whatever you were saving for. Well, I think that that's happening a lot in our RPAs when we're not checking how much the home warranty that you need for your homeowner actually costs. And because escrows are getting more stringent, especially if you're waiting to place your order for home warranty in the last week of escrow closing, they're not wanting you to go over.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Yeah. Okay, good. So to make sure that you have enough money in your RPA before we run into an uh-oh, Minnie asked me earlier, how's your AC claims going this year? And I said, you know what? They've doubled. One, they're taking longer. Our hold times are longer. The parts are very hard to get. And we've replaced more air conditioning systems than what we've ever replaced in 47 years of doing business. We're spending millions and millions of dollars only replacing air conditioning. But guess what? Home warranty used to cost $550, right? They don't cost $550 anymore. We've had price increases on labor, parts, you name it, there's price increases. So before we assume the cost of a home warranty and wait until the last week of escrow to order it, right when you open escrow, let me know. When you're writing your offer, send me a text. If you just simply forward me the RPA, right when you open escrow, you can call your buyer, maximize the funds, go over the coverage, and make sure they're getting what they need. But if you're waiting for the last week to order and there's not enough money in the RPA, your homeowners are the ones paying the out of costs. When there's codes, permits, mud, upgrades, maybe there's a free-on change out, whatever it is, these things are expensive for us to fix, but guess what? They're more expensive for your homeowners to fix because they're paying the not discounted rate. We have discounts on parts, labor, you name it, we've got it. Your homeowners don't. And they are really upset when they learn that there could have been coverage up to $1,500 for code permits, mods, upgrades, or there's a stoppage outside the main foundation. They could have gotten washer, dryer, refrigerator, but you didn't because there wasn't enough funds in the RPA. They're upset. And after we crashed our car, we can't order car insurance, right? So please, I want to help you, but the best way to help you is to let me know because it doesn't self-populate. I don't automatically get it. escrow doesn't call me to place the order. It's you and me, and I want to help you. So call me, text me, Insta me, Facebook message me, however you want to communicate. I'm open, I'm fast, and when I'm out of town, I have my colleague taking all of my calls. So even on the weekend, you're never without service. So let me know. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you again for letting me guys. It's super good. Alex.
Hey, everybody, Alex here in the Financial and House Lender for the office. Office is right up there at the front, right when you walk in. Today, rates went up quite a bit. We had some inflation numbers come out, and inflation is still present. Gas has gone down a little bit in prices, but food is way up. So what we were hoping for was the opposite, and that didn't happen. It's put that Federal Reserve meeting on September really on the calendar, and they think it's going to go up 75 basis points. They also think November now might go up that much as well. So what that means for your buyers is rates are going to go up. They're going to continue to go up. We're thinking that this year it might slow down a little bit, but we're at 5.5% on conventional loans today. We're at 4.75 on FHA loans. And that's the trend. So when they see it, when they get their offer accepted, have them walk it right away. No need to wait anymore. One thing that came out in the last couple weeks is that there's some banks that are already instituting the new loan limits for 2023. We have the conventional loan limit in Orange County is higher than most. Right now it's 647. They're bumping that up to 715. In Orange County, LA County, we're allowed to go up to 970 on high balance loans. That's going up to $1,073,000. So what that means is you can do the low down payment for those types of loan amounts. So you can almost buy a $1.1 million house with 5% down now with those new loan limits. So keep that in mind. Lastly, this Saturday, Cindy's holding the flyer. I've wanted to do this for a long time for the office, but I've never been able to. My background is in the beach. I used to lifeguard a lot. I used to work for Newport Beach on the beach. And I used to teach surf lessons, and I've wanted to do this again for a long time, talking with Deborah. So this Saturday at Bolsa Chica at Tower 21, I will be there. I'll have a bunch of surfboards. We'll have lunch. We'll have an easy up. We'll have food. We'll have drinks. We'll have it all. And bring your kids, bring yourself. I pretty much guarantee you, if you can do a push-up, I can get you up on a surfboard.
And don't worry, the whole thing will be on social media for all of it.
I have surfboards that can float you, I promise. So I'll be there. Would love any and all of you to come. The guest list right now is a little short, so we do need some attendance to really bump this up and make this a fun time. Love to see many there.
On a surfboard.
Yeah. Oh, Benny will do it. Yeah. I love it. Love it.
That's this Saturday again. Bolsa Chica. You go in, you go right, and it's going to be not the first little parking lot, but the second parking lot. You turn left, you're going to see a big white easy up. You're going to see balloons. You're going to see my car, which is a gray truck with balloons. That's where you park. 10 to 2. Bolsa Chica. Bring your kids. I'll have life jackets to put on them as well. If we're out in the water. I promise you they will be safe. I lifeguarded for 17 years on the beach, so don't worry about
Are
that.
you wearing your lifeguard outfit?
Sign up at the front with Sophia. Sign up to the front with Sophia.
You gotta take.
This is gonna be so much fun, Alex. Thank you for doing this. I'm really excited to see one. You guys, seriously, fun day. Sign up. Yay, thank you, Sarah.
Sarah, Pacific Coastline Extra. Just to piggyback on like touches and reaching out to your clients, what's coming up right now, end of the month, beginning of October, is the tax bill. They're about to be issued by LA County, Orange County, Riverside County. So it's another good touch. If you have a buyer that's purchased this summer or anytime at the beginning of the year, there's going to be a new tax bill, and it's a good reminder, like, oh, hey, just keep an eye out for your tax bill. Sometimes it might have the seller's name, but it's just because the county hasn't changed the assessment yet.
That just goes, it takes so long.
It takes
really
so long.
work
I
on
have, just this morning, a buyer emailed me saying they got this bill, now it's in default because they didn't pay attention to a bill they received. It was in the seller's name, but it was due for them to pay. So keep an eye on your clients. It's another good touch, another reminder. Supplemental tax bills come out a few months, 5-6 months after closing, but then the annual bill comes out now. So it's a good thing to just touch and reach out, quick email, quick text, Another thing, I have a class coming up next week on the 19th at 3 o'clock. So to piggyback kind of off of what you were talking about, things that are missed in the RPA, that escrow is constantly like, this isn't marked, who's paying for it? This is not even, there's a lot of things that sometimes that don't get caught until you open escrow, and then your escrow officer is like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense, or nobody, who's paying title, who's paying county transfer tax, wait, there's an HOA and nobody marked it. There's a special assessment on HOA. I've had a few of those actually lately and not sure who's paying what. So just things to go over the RPA from start to finish on what an escrow officer is going to be looking for, something you should keep an eye on when you're writing counters and offers and things like that, things that get missed like the home warranty. I've actually had a lot of offers come over and nobody marks who to pay, but they put a dollar amount. So then it's like, is the seller going to pay for it or is the buyer going to pay for it? So, but yeah, and that is another thing that comes up often at the end of escrow. I had an agent just call me today. We're supposed to close in a week, and she's like, do I order a home warranty? What do you put on it? I was like, oh, well, I don't know what the home looks like. I have no idea what's in working condition. So it's important for you to get with your home warranty rep and find out what's the best policy and coverage. But hopefully you guys all come to my class. I would love to see you here and meet everyone and mingle, and I can answer any escrow questions. Another important thing I do, last thing, if you guys need any seller estimated net sheets, please reach out to me. Richard Sperling, I know he walked out on me, but he just got 2 listings based on me giving him a net sheet. And he said my clients love it. They love seeing the figures, the dollar amount, what to expect. I have flyers too, what to expect in escrow for sellers, for buyers, and escrow checklists. If you guys want any of my flyers, please reach out to me and let me know. I'm happy to help you. Another resource, another marketing piece. I can do it.
Great, thanks, Sarah. Hey, you guys, broker class, we're talking about pricing and how important this is. Simon has how to conduct an accurate and consistent CMA, right, which they're having an appraiser attend. So if you're having problems with pricing, make sure you join us for that. That's happening today at 3. The 72 sold webinar. So we did get an interesting opportunity with our region who's bringing in the 72 sold group to talk about the value proposition that they have, the leads, the systems, the marketing materials, etc. You guys scan that QR code and you can register for that. That's happening today at 1:30, which we will have on in the bullpen here because I did register for that. Monthly mentee meeting, if you guys are in the coaching program, that's happening this Wednesday at 1. Of course, Fritz's coaching session that's happening. Learn more about the concierge. If you don't know about it, if you're new to the brokerage, new agent, come learn about the KW concierge, which is our seller programs that we have to help increase your listings that you're taking here in the market. Of course, surf and sand, Alex just talked about that. We showed that. What's all the hype? If you're interested in learning about commercial real estate, come and join Jason for his What's the Hype. He talks about a new topic every time, whether it's commercial leases, what he's seeing in the commercial loan process, retail, etc. So that's going to be happening. Of course, we talked about Minnie's Real Estate Live and Pancake Breakfast. So come, guys, a little bit early. We're going to have pancakes. We're going to have bacon. Deborah and Cindy and I will be flipping back there behind that table. It'll be fun, good and tasty. Command Con, make sure you guys join the first one that's happening. Join Nick Baldwin, Jason Abrams. They have a ton of leaders that are sharing about how Command is working to help grow their business. And lastly, I know you've all been waiting for this. We finally have our date for our holiday party. So put it on your calendars. Okay, so save the date, December 8th. We are going to be having our holiday party, and we have something very special planned for you guys. It will be at Old Ranch Country Club. It's going to be nice. Thank you, of course, to all of our people who support us in the back scenes. But put this on your calendar. Everyone should be there. It's a great time to mingle, to get to see your fellow realtors, and just really celebrate the season. Okay? It's weird to see snow, but anyways, you guys, thank you so much. I know this was watching. I appreciate you today. Make sure you get pictures of this up here at the front, okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Halley.